Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our new reporting sneak peek today. We're really excited to be unveiling these new reports for all of our customers. We redesigned the reports so that you can get instant answers to your most frequent questions. You'll no longer need to run a custom report to get answers to common questions such as, what are your sales numbers? Why have you lost deals? What is our new lead volume? So my name is Catherine. I am the customer support manager here at Nutshell, and I'm going to be walking you through the new reports and show you some of the updates that we've made. So one of the biggest new features is that you will now be able to download presentation-ready charts. This is in addition to the spreadsheet files that you were always able to download. You'll be able to share all of the reports with your team so you can save and share those reports at any time. Any reports that you have currently saved in your Nutshell account will still be accessible. So if at any point you have questions during this webinar, please feel free to chat in with your questions, and we will be going over those towards the end of the webinar, as well as having my colleague Sarah here available on live chat to help address those questions. All right, so we're going to jump into the reporting now. Immediately you'll notice, first of all, how quickly this loaded. So we've done a lot of work on the back end to increase the speed of your reporting. So we hope that that makes it a lot easier for you to access this information. Another new thing is the sidebar here. So you can jump between reports quickly and easily from any single report that you're on. And there are updated visuals throughout the reports. So it's a much cleaner, more visually self-explanatory experience to look at these new reports. So here we are looking at the sales reports. It's the first one you see when you enter the reports tab. And with this report, you can now instantly view your sales performance and see how you're tracking against your quota. So this is a demo account and there's no quota set, but the quota is this dashed line along the bottom. You can toggle between the value of your sales as well as the quantity of leads that you have won in the selected time period. Using the segment button, you can drill down into some of the most common attributes. So let's look at assignee. And now you have all of your sales segmented here by assignee. In the legend area, you can hover over any individual assignee and see just their information. You can also filter by many new attributes. So this is a lot of new filters that we've made available here. And this replaces the need to run a custom report just to see your sales. So here we'll add an assignee filter for just Charles Berry and look at his sales numbers. You can also add multiples. So we can look at Charles and Dana at the same time and compare their performance to one another. Let's make the screen a little bit bigger so that we can show some more information. Using the date range filter, you'll be able to change this to any time frame that you want to look at. So if we change this to the last 90 days, we can see just the sales from the last 90 days. There will also be a comparison option. So you'll notice that the comparison report is no longer a separate report. What we have done is added the comparison option to all of the reports. So hopefully that will be very useful to all of you. So we'll go ahead and apply this date range filter and see just the sales from the last 90 days. Right now we're looking at this incremented by week, but we can also view by month, look at the day by day, or filter by quarter or year, which can make sense if you want to view your sales over a longer time period. Across the bottom, you'll see the number of total leads included in this report, the average number of leads per day, and how long on average those leads have been open. If you change to viewing the value, you'll see that those update to your actual sales numbers. And what we can do, let's go back to the month view. You can click on any of these. So I'll show that again, looking month by month. If you click on the month, you can drill down into the next smaller increment and view each week in that month. So this makes it really easy for you to, if you see a spike or a dip in your reporting and you want to see what happened there, you can simply click on it and see the breakdown of the next smaller time period there. Below your chart, you have a details tab and a leads tab. So the details tab basically just shows you the calculations of all of the information that's shown in your chart. So it's the same information that you see when you hover over each individual bar on the chart, but just in a table format. And the leads tab will actually show you a leads list. So this is pulling from the same leads lists that you could access in the leads tab, but you can actually view all of the leads that are being shown in this report. You have the ability to add or remove any columns here. So say we don't want to see sources, but we do want to see open date. We can make that change to the leads list. Scrolling back up to the top, you'll see a My Reports section where you can access all of your saved reports. The Save button is where you can save a new report, give it a name, and decide if you'd like to share that with your team members. And then the Save As button can be used if you have a saved report, but you have made updates to it and you want to save the new version. You can use the Save As button. These three vertical dots here give you a menu where you can choose to download the report details. So again, that's the table of all of the information that's shown in your chart. You can download the report chart. So this gives you a PNG file. It's a presentation-ready chart. You can drop that into a PowerPoint. You can drop that into an email, print it out, whatever you need to do. Or you can download the leads list. So that's just going to give you a spreadsheet of all of the lead information that is shown on this leads tab. All right, so let's jump to the losses report. Here you can analyze your lost deals and understand when and why you're not winning new business. So you have the same option of adding any filters you want here. I find it really helpful to segment this chart by outcome and see why you're losing leads. So this report is going to show you your canceled leads and your lost leads combined. And segmented by outcome, you can see the reasons why those leads were lost and watch that change over time. And again, you can filter by the quantity of leads, the actual number of leads that are included here, and the value. The new leads report will show you how many new leads you're getting, and you can use this to monitor your lead volume and ensure you're keeping your pipeline full. I recommend segmenting this chart by source. This is a really useful way to see how many new leads you're getting per source. So we can see here in this example that when we attended the SolarCon convention, we added 100 new leads to our pipeline with a value of $8 million. So this report can be really useful for identifying those items. So I'm going to jump to the forecast report. You'll notice probably right away that the forecast report looks completely different than the old forecast report. Hopefully it's a lot easier to understand, and you'll be able to use this to get the information that you need to estimate your future sales. By default, this shows you the full value of your pipeline, but it can be adjusted to forecast by confidence level. So what that does is it takes the percentage of confidence of each lead in the report. So that would be any lead with an expected close date within the time frame. We'll change this to the next 365 days. And so by default, this is going to be forward-looking, but it can also be changed to see how your forecast has historically aligned with your actual sales. So let's go ahead and change this to the beginning of January. And we have a little too much information there, so let's just change this. All right, so now we have a report that makes a little bit more sense. So what we have here is a report that shows us all of our sales from this year in comparison to our forecast. So the light green represents what was in your pipeline and projected to close in any given time frame, and the dark green represents your actual sales. So we'll drill down into this week of April, and we can see that we still have a lead in our pipeline projected to close this week, but we've successfully closed all of our business that was in our pipeline this week so far. And the custom report has all of the same information that has historically been available in your custom report. The only change here is that you now have the addition of all of your filters in this drawer off to the side. So you can choose to filter by assignee, add a filter for the age of your leads, all of the same information, just in a little bit of a different visual aspect. So next we're going to look at the Insights reporting section. You'll see that two of the reports here are for Nutshell Pro customers. That's the activity report and the funnel report. But let's jump right into snapshots. You'll probably recognize this as the current reports homepage. This is currently what's known as your sales analytics report. We're now calling this snapshots. You can use these reports to keep an eye on your trends. So what Nutshell does is takes a snapshot of your business every day, and you can look back using these snapshots to see how your business has changed and evolved over time. So we've renamed the first chart to show your pipeline size, since that's the actual information that this chart is showing. So if we change the filter a little bit and look at the previous 45 days, we can see that we've really grown our pipeline throughout the middle to end of March, which is really neat information. And all of the other sales analytics reports are still available on the snapshots section. So now I have the activity report. So this is for our Nutshell Pro customers, as well as any customers on Nutshell Classic plan. So all of the information in your activity report is still here, but we've made some significant visual updates to make this report more useful and easier to read. So you can filter by the activity type. You can select multiple types here. So we'll look at phone calls, emails, and on-site visits all at once. And we can also filter by users and teams. So the neat thing about this is you can select multiple users even if they're not on the same team. Using the date range filter, you can add a comparison here. So we'll look at compared to the previous period, apply this date range. And now we can see how our sales team has increased or decreased their activity effort over the last month compared to the previous month. You'll see your quota information here. So for phone calls, there's no quota in place for initial on-site visit. There is a quota, and it was met by Dana and Charles, but it looks like John has not even approached his quota here with 0 on-site visits logged. And the totals are summarized here at the bottom. So that's the total of all of your reps that are included in the filter. The detail section hasn't changed. It's just, again, some visual updates to hopefully make it easier to read this information. And your activities tab will show you just a running list of all of the activity details that have been used in your report. And these will also be downloadable. So the button's not there yet, but it will be by the time you see these in your account. You'll be able to download and share these reports as well. Lastly, we have the funnel report. So for our Nutshell Pro customers that are familiar with this report, it has not changed. For any customers who are seeing this report for the first time, the funnel report is used to keep track of your conversion rates throughout all of the stages of your sales process. All right, so now we're going to jump into some of the questions that have been chatted into us. There was a question about negative filtering. So for example, if you want to see leads that are not in a current stage. So the stage filters are here. You can choose to filter by leads that are in no stage. So there are no leads that aren't in a stage because we have a sales process set up here. But if you wanted to see any lead that wasn't in a stage, you would just want to select all of the other stages. So say I want to see all leads that are not in the proposing stage. I'll use the Add Filter button. And I'll choose all of the stages except for the one that I want to see. Okay, so we have a question about exporting presentation graphs from the custom report. That is absolutely possible. So to do that, I'll go into the custom report here. And I'll pretend I've already added all of the filters that I want to see in this report. So I want to export this chart and drop it into a presentation. So I'm going to click on these three dots here, click on Download Report Chart. And that chart has downloaded to my computer as an image file. That's a PNG file type, so you can open that on any program or simply include it in your presentation by just going to Add Image and selecting the file that has downloaded. Okay, so another question is, when is this being launched? And I'm really glad that was asked. So we are anticipating making this available as a beta feature in all of our customer accounts on April 20th, so this Thursday. You'll see an option at the top of your account that will allow you to jump to the new reporting. You'll have the ability to switch back to the old reporting while we have these reports in beta. So if you're trying to use the new reports and you're not able to get the information you need, we would love to hear from you so that, first of all, we can address it. And second of all, you'll be able to switch back to the old reporting, get the information that you need from the current reports. And then at the end of the beta period, when we have hopefully identified any remaining issues, we'll be releasing these fully and permanently to all customers. Okay, so there's been another question about the sales report, a question about showing the product count and not just the revenue. So looking at the sales report here, we can segment by product. What this report cannot do is show the total quantity of the products sold. You're actually reporting here on the total quantity or value of the leads who you sold that product to. So if I switch to quantity here and hover over a week here, I can see that My top product for that week is called Sundog, and I sold it to 5 leads, but this is not tracking the quantity of that product. All right, so it looks like we've addressed all of the questions. As always, please feel free to get in touch with our support team. We're available from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. The quickest way to get in touch with us is through the question mark in the upper right corner and contact us. So you can go ahead and shoot us a message that way if you have any questions. We would love to assist with those. And we really look forward to hearing any feedback or comments on these reports as we start to roll them out to your accounts. So thank you everyone so much for joining us today. We're really happy that hopefully you're excited about this new reporting, and we hope to talk to you soon. Again, please let us know about any thoughts that you have.